FBA, the Foundational Black American. These niggas ain't involved in nothing outside.
So by definition, I would be a foundational Black American. Although I do have ancestors that come from the island of Barbados. So where does that put somebody like me? Do I just disregard my other ancestors that come from somewhere else? Or do I just align myself with the foundational Black Americans that are my grandparents, that were here, that was, you know, mother and father that was part of slavery and things of that nature?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
People start talking about mass communal practices and unity, then that's when we have a problem with it. And that's not how this started. This back and forth did not start with one person going online talking about being unified and being loving and mass communal and black unity. That's not how this started. This started with disrespect.
Throughout his whole tirade against delineation for foundational Black Americans, throughout this whole rant that he went on, he exposed why delineation is actually important. Why it's very important that we do why we do what we're doing.
Mr. Head Coach, that nigga ain't no Tether. See?
Yes, he is.
And ain't slipping a motherfucking Tether.
Yes, he is.
How many niggas have we seen tap dance and degrade black people that are from America?
See, that's what I'm talking about.
It's really one of those questions of being just all the way out of line, if you ask me.
And let them slide when they be counterproductive and disrespectful and all of that. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Washed. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that come here from another country in search of the American dream when I know this shit is a nightmare. We're not going back and forth with no nigga that think he finna get some favor from these white people. I see you niggas that's born in America do the same shit.
Okay, watch this. Okay, watch this. This the part right here where he really fucks up at. And the only reason why I wanted to touch on this video is because this is where he fucked up at. And I just wanted to point this out because what he does here is he shows exactly why delineation is important.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Throughout his whole tirade against delineation for foundational Black Americans, throughout this whole rant that he went on, he exposed why delineation is actually important. Why it's very important that we do why we do what we're doing.
Mr. Head Coach, that nigga ain't no Tether. See?
Yes, he is.
And ain't slipping a motherfucking Tether.
Yes, he is.
How many niggas have we seen tap dance and degrade black people that are from America?
It's really one of those questions of being just all the way out of line, if you ask me. Now, let me give y'all some context if y'all don't know what a tether is. A tether is basically somebody who's supposed to come from another culture, whether they Black, Spanish culture, like somebody from the islands. Like you could be from Barbados and be a tether. You could be somebody from Dominican Republic and be a tether. You could be anywhere, Haiti, and be a tether. Basically, you're not a foundational Black American, and they saying your ancestors didn't go through what the ancestors of the foundational Black Americans ancestors went through. I believe, my personal belief, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's the definition and what separates the foundational Black American from the tether. Now, to give some context to this, I do think some foundational Black Americans tap dance for the white man. I definitely think that we can point out plenty of examples. I don't have to go through them. Y'all could go do your own little research on that. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. With the whole foundational Black American movement, is it a movement? I ain't gonna lie, I see a lot of like correlations to like the Black Lives Matter movement.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And who's getting paid from this? Like, I don't understand. Cause it's not supposed to be a movement. Let me stop myself right there before I confuse the people. Foundational Black Americans simply means what I said it means. I gave definition to it already. Your answers was here already. So by definition, I would be a foundational Black American.
What is he doing? He's beginning to believe.
Although I do have ancestors that come from the island of Barbados. So where does that put somebody like me? Do I just disregard my other ancestors that come from somewhere else? Or do I just align myself with the foundational Black Americans that are my grandparents, that were here, that was, you know, mother and father that was part of slavery and things of that nature, and they lived throughout the civil rights era and segregation and all of that stuff. What am I supposed to do? What is many of us supposed to do?
Get out of here, man. I'm saying.
This is why I think that word delineation is very, very important, and it's not really a good word. I think people just throwing that word around, but from what I got from the definition, is delineation just simply means separation. And I'm gonna show y'all the definition right now. So look, if you look at the word right here, delineation, it says the action of describing or portraying something precisely. And the definition, and the way they use that word in the sentence is this: the artist's exquisite delineation of costume and jewelry. So they're using the very first definition in a sentence to describe costume and jewelry. Basically, this person is a standout from the other people with costume and jewelry or whatever the accessories they may have, but it's showing that you are separated. You're a standout. Let's go to definition number 2. Definition number 2 says the action of indicating the exact position of a border or boundary. All right, and this is Google's definition. Now, the way they use that word in the sentence is the eventual delineation of the border between the two states. That means it's a border, it's a separation, one state over here and one state over there. Now, so the FBA, everything about the FBA is saying that we want to have delineation, we want to be separated from everybody else. Is that a movement or a standstill? Because think about it, it's not even enough black people in this country. So why more separation? Is everything designed to just separate people of color in every which way? Now, I'm not against FBA or what the FBA stands for, if the FBA has a stance on anything. But is the FBA stance, I don't have to do nothing because I'm FBA? If that's the only stance that the FBA has, it's really one of those questions of being just all the way out of line, if you ask me. I don't know. Do you want that stance? I don't think I would just want to align myself with that. But I will say I'm gonna do more research about this. I've been watching a lot of Marquette for Business and stuff like that. And I think he identifies as FBA. He has a lot of good ideals. I do not agree with every little thing he says because I'm my own person. I have my own mind. But I definitely think he's someone that you should look at if you are looking at somebody who's strong and somebody that's focused and you want to kind of get your life together. And CEO, he's pretty outspoken about the whole FBA movement. I like a lot of his stuff too. I think he hard on a lot of people too, but that's his business, you know what I'm saying? I'm in here to win it. So say what you want to me, player. I got something for everybody. But on a real note though, I really just want to find the truth. I really want to find out, like, how do I fit into the whole FBA thing, and do I want to carry that? It's important. I believe words are important. I believe definitions are important. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Kyle. Now, everybody was talking about this. Like, y'all see the last one. I'm gonna see if he has like a one that he allows him to just say the rant straight through. If not, I'm gonna just go find it on TikTok myself. Give me a second. Deontay Kyle. Let's go.
The man is a rising star in media. He won an award from somebody, I don't know where, but it was a podcast award, and his trajectory has been super fly.
FBA, the Foundational Black American. These niggas ain't involved in nothing outside. They ain't doing shit outside. They on the internet looking for niggas that look just like them to degrade and call tethers all day. I don't see these niggas doing no work against none of these fucking Nazis, none of these fucking Klansmen, nothing. All I see is them niggas calling out other black people all day.
Well, I got something to say to that. This is what we're trying to figure out right now. What is the FBA doing? Because so far, I know the FBA from being on the internet, for being critical about things. But like I said, Marquette for Business, somebody that gives back to his community from what he says. I don't really have any documentation on Marquette, but I believe what he says. I watch his stuff, and he identifies as FBA, and he says he does give back to the community and things of that nature. But don't take my word for that, because like I said, I'm a fan. I'm watching. I'm going by what was said. Now, that's one person. That's an isolated situation with an isolated person. Now, do we see other foundational Black Americans giving back? Yeah, we probably see it a lot more than we even understand. Do everybody even identify with being a foundational Black American by definition or otherwise? I don't know. This is really, really one of them ones.
These Dale, FBA calls out black people. What? That's his first point. Let's keep going.
That's divisive as fuck. Question.
So that segment was pretty long, so I'm not about to just play that whole clip for you guys. I'm just going to talk to a few different points. First of all, he's talking about FBA as if it's a group or an organization, which it's not. It's just adding the word foundational to Black American does not turn it into some organization or some group. If you don't want to call yourself foundational, you don't have to. But it's the same. It's another word for the exact same thing. Okay. It's just like saying Black American, you're just adding foundational to it. Nobody had an issue when we were calling ourselves African American. You know, for some reason, people like to be able to control the narrative of what we call ourselves, how we identify ourselves, whatever. But another point that I wanted to make too is he's talking about how we're not out here doing anything and we're just online arguing with people. But Deontay isn't doing anything different. Like, he's doing the exact same thing that the rest of us are doing, which is what? Sitting here, talking to a camera, and giving his opinion on shit.
Wow, that was a hell of an observation. Like I said, I don't know too much about Deontay, but since we learned about Deontay, is he's not obviously not practicing what he preached if this young lady is correct. And shout out to Tim Black TV because that's where I'm getting this from. So I want to make sure he gets his shout out and his credit. And her name is at Feel the Truth on TikTok. So go check her out. But she made a valid point. Because if that's what you're doing, who are you to call out somebody else that's doing the exact same thing? Now, I see why he feeling like it's a topic though, because it's something to know. It's something that people wonder about. Me, now she made it very clear, foundational Black American. She said you could take foundational out, just a Black American. I understand now. So she's saying that if you're a Black American, that's who you are, foundational Black American. I don't know. By definition, let her expound on it because that's what I got from it. But this is one of those ones.
And then another part of his segment, he said that that we have some that we as soon as people start talking about mass communal practices and unity, then that's when we have a problem with it. And that's not how this started. This back and forth did not start with one person going online talking about being unified and being loving and mass communal and black unity. That's not how this started. This started with disrespect, and it just kind of kept going back and forth from there. And while I do understand his perspective, I feel like once again we have an example of a person who's putting all of the onus and all of the responsibility of coming together onto Black Americans.
How? Hold on.
And putting absolutely nothing onto the other parties except making excuses for them.
Stop it. Get some help.
Like in his video, he literally made an excuse.
Yo, is that true? Is everybody putting the pressure on Black Americans? Is what this all about? I love the way this young lady has explained it because from what I got from the other guy and a lot of like I said, and CEO, he was arguing when he was talking about it, so I didn't really get the gist of the information on it because I didn't watch all his videos. I seen like 4 or 5 videos on him, but what I can say is that this young lady's breakdown was a lot more informational.
Perfect.
I really understand it. I could take it in. She's basically saying that this all started based on us being singled out, us being disrespected.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So the Black Americans basically just said, okay, we are this. This is who we are, and leave us out of your mess. Because a lot of times in the Black community, let's keep it 100, there's a lot of disrespect towards the Black community. Like you can't say nothing on the internet about a lot of different subgroups, but you can say basically anything you want about Black Americans, except shouts out to YouTube. YouTube does demonetize people for just throwing around the N-bomb and things like that and being disrespectful to the Black community. So shouts out to YouTube for that. But in a lot of cases, you have a lot of these platforms that feed off the hate of Black people and the disrespect of Black people. And I believe that all of this stuff is cause Black people to put themselves in this bubble and draw the line. That's why delineation was a very important word. And I'm getting more of an understanding from it, but I am not, fully nowhere. I'm understanding what FBA means and I'm understanding what it stands for, and I'm getting a better understanding of it. But as of right now, I do define as a foundational Black American by definition.
For their disrespect, saying, oh, well, they come from a destabilized country and they were just coming over here looking for the American dream. And so I'm not about to go back and forth, with somebody who's coming from a third world nation or something like that. He said, matter of fact, I'm gonna play that clip for y'all.
And the business of colonization better than anybody. These niggas is brainwashed. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that come here from another country in search of the American dream when I know this shit is a nightmare. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that think he finna get some favor from these white people. I see you niggas that's born in America do the same shit. Michigan head coach, that nigga ain't no Tether. Stephen A. Smith ain't no motherfucking Tether. How many niggas have we seen tap dance and degrade black people that are from America, born in America? When niggas do it from abroad, I don't say it's an issue with them. I know that they're brainwashed by the system because they went through colonization over there just like we went through it over here. Why the fuck is they leaving Africa? Because Europeans are destabilizing their countries, inserting capitalist dictators, fascist dictators in more democratic socialist societies, toppling governments, and then.
So basically, their disrespect is excusable because they're brainwashed and they went through colonization just like the rest of us. So why are you giving them an excuse or a pass for being disrespectful to us? Like we're just supposed to just turn the other cheek and be the bigger person.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
And not putting any type of onus on the opposite party. It's like, oh, well, basically just let these motherfuckers slap you in your face and you just supposed to look, just turn the other cheek.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Be the other person and continue to want to unify with them. And
if I can I got somebody in the comments to where did this disrespect start between like these cause I'm a little late to the party. I ain't gonna hold y'all. But where did this disrespect start from the other, Black cultures to the Black Americans now, foundational Black Americans, because words and definitions are very important, and this is definitely one of the ones. And like I said, her breaking this down makes things a lot more clear to me, and it is giving me a broader and more keen understanding of what's happening with the whole FBA situation. Because I'm not gonna lie, I jumped into it because I saw a video with Marquette, Marquette for Business, and I seen another video with the guy and CEO. I think they was on the same video, and I heard about it from there because I was watching their videos separately, and I saw them with just Ant CEO, and then I saw the one with that's what made me really start really thinking this was a thing because I watch Marquette a lot, and I listen to a lot of the stuff he says. Do not agree with everything he says, but I listen anyway because you have to listen if you want understanding.
hands with them, even though they're being disrespectful, because you know what? They don't know any better because they're colonized, they're destabilized. And my thing is, we're fucking destabilized too. He even said it like coming over here thinking that you getting the American dream, knowing that this shit is a nightmare. We're all fucking destabilized. This high ass rent, these high ass prices for everything, high ass food. Everybody's destabilized. But for some reason, you're giving grace to somebody else, but then yelling and screaming at Black Americans about being unified.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
With people who you just said are brainwashed, but we're supposed to somehow get past that. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna give a grown ass adult an excuse of, oh, well, they just didn't know any better.
We do not care.
The didn't know any better excuse, we save that for the kids. We save that for the children. The grown-ass adults have to take accountability for their actions.
We see that this is Foundational Black America I wouldn't call it a movement, but it's an identification. And it is being defined by unity. She actually defined it. She said that Black Americans are sticking together on this. And this is really important because you got brothers and you got sisters in on this foundational Black American stance. And I'm not going to lie, by definition, I identify as a foundational Black American. You let me know in the comments. Do you identify as a foundational Black American, a Pan-African, a regular old Black person? And what's more important is, what stance in the Black culture and community is the most forward pushing? Like what as Black people, where do we stand to actually push our culture forward? Or is that even a question? Or is that even a conversation? Do we even want to push our culture forward? Or is delineation, aka separation, enough? Y'all let me know in the comments. This is Frederick the Mayor. I come with different layers, and I never forget to say my prayers, and I hope you don't either. Till next time.
Yo.